Hello class. In this video, we'll look at using Replit. In the setup module, we're instructed to go to the Replit website and create an account. I'm going to do that. I'm at replit.com and I'm going to sign up. Your username can't be changed. And it's one of the things that I do see when you log in. So if you make it your first name, last name, that'll help. And use your OTC email. At this point, I'm going to use an account I already have, but I wanted to encourage you to use your full first name, last name for your username, and then use your OTC email and a password that you'll remember. Now I'm going to go ahead and log in. This is the home screen on Replit. It will change often for financial information that they're wanting to give you. You can see I'm on the home tab right now. I'm not enrolled in any Teams classes or anything at this point. In Module 2, Lesson 2, is our first Replit assignment. And in that assignment, I see the link to join the course. I'm going to copy that because I'm going to make sure I put it in Firefox. And I'm logged in to Replit, which seems to be a critical thing to making it work. And when I type in that URL or go to that URL, I'm now enrolled in the Replit Lesson 2, C# Begins. I want to show you what to do now if you just go back to Replit in the future and you log on and it gives you this home screen. You can go to the Teams link and there will be all of the Replits that you have enrolled in. Now this first Replit, C# Begins, I'm going to click on it to open it. And you'll see it's several different activities. Now it looks like a lot, but it's really not because they're all very, very quick. They'll go really quickly. So let's look at this first one. Why REPL? REPL stands for Read, Execute, Print, Loop. That's where they came up with that. I'm going to dismiss this information that this project does have a test. Okay. Now when you open each of the Replit assignments within a team activity, you'll see the README file. The README file is your instructions. It's presented here twice. It doesn't really need to be, but that's how the Replit is working right now. I'm going to read through this information. It tells me that REPL is a nice interface, allows me to practice my C# code on any device. So any device that can run a web browser can run the Replit. So that's pretty handy. You can do it on your phone. You have to be really dedicated, but you can do it on your phone. Now we'll be able to use it for the beginning of our course, actually quite a bit of our course. And it's a supplement to your textbook, but not a replacement. Every time you try a REPL assignment, try that same project in Visual Studio as well. Try to follow the textbook instructions in separate projects so that you can see how the Visual Studio environment affects and enhances your development experience. You'll see that it offers a lot more tools than Replit, but it's also a lot more, complicated because of all these tools. So that's the thing. Now, this REPL class will let you practice some basic activities to help you start developing strong C# skills. The REPLs have been super successful, you guys, and people that have completed them seem to feel very confident in their skills, and that's a great thing for seeing future C# programmers. Now, when we look at our Replit, the information for our instructions is from the readme.md file. This is a markdown file. Once you open the Replit, click on the main.cs file to see the beginning C# code. Now, this is more like what you would want your screen to look like. You have your C# code here in the middle, and on this side we have our instructions. Now, once I am ready, I can run the code to see how it's working. Let's run it. When I run it, this window area here switches from showing me my markdown to showing me the console. I can see the console. It shows the output from this C# program. This C# program starts off with a using statement specifying a standard system code library to be used. Then it starts with the class statement. The class statement has an opening curly brace and a closing curly brace. Whenever we're doing a Replit in C#, the class name of our main class is always named main class. So we'll always see in Replit our main class statement looking like this. Now within our main class, we'll have our main method. This is like a subroutine or a function in C#. Right now, we're not going to worry about it too much because you'll look at a Replit here in a few minutes that helps you explore and understand what's going on with this main method. And the main method also begins with an opening curly brace and ends with a closing one. So everything within that main method is the code that's going to be executed for this C# program. This particular program only has one line of code. That line of code says, run the console write line command and output this string, hello world. So when I run this code, I see the compiler messages telling me how it's working, and then my output. Now, it looks like it's working right. If I want to make sure that I followed all the instructions properly, I can run the test. So I'm going to click on test over here and run the test. It tells me, oh, it passed the test. Everything is good. So at that point, I can submit this activity. Mine says resubmit because I have messed with it in the past and it remembers me. So I'm going to resubmit it. And now when I go back to this lesson 2 team Replit, I can see that my first option is submitted. My next one is 2. Yours won't be, but I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at it. Now, again, I want to look at the README information for instructions and the main.cs file for the C# code. And in this example, I might need to make a change or two to make everything work. I'm going to check to see if it has tests to run. It does. Switch back to my files so I can see that C# code. Now you're going to follow the instructions and submit each one of these. Remember, it's best if you work with your group. So if you can get the other members of your group to get together with you on a Zoom session, a Teams meeting, or Discord, voice chat, anything like that, it's going to help you feel more confident as you progress through the Replit. You get all of the different activities within this Replit submitted so that the whole thing is all done. We want to match those test results exactly because we're programming, and as programmers, we need to be very detail oriented. So we want to match things exactly. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Let me know if you run into any problems or questions working with the Replit. Enjoy.